Hello, everyone. So I'm Will Johnson, Callahan's brother, and I'm a groomsman. Just want to say, first off, I'm honored to be standing here today.
She's coming along.
Today has been special. It's been amazing seeing friends and family, meeting new people, and celebrating your achievements.
Yeah, but let me.
Everyone here has been extremely kind and welcoming. I believe that's a direct reflection of the quality of people that raise Callahan and Sugi and the people you choose to surround yourselves with. I want to take some time to share some memories that I believe represent both of you. So for Callahan, 2 words that stand out to me about Callahan are patience and wisdom. You take your time to make decisions, whether it's deciding what car to buy, what gifts to buy brothers on the holidays, or crafting the perfect proposal plan this past winter. Callahan is extremely intentional, and he makes people feel valued as a result. I also strongly admire your humility and patience. You seek to build others up and give them the credit. Instead of being quick to anger, you choose patience and love. I look up to you in this way. This will serve you well as a husband and partner with Sugi. For Sugi, 2 words that stand out to me about you are generosity and service. Some of my favorite memories with you involve all the food you've made for us. You demonstrate your generosity and thoughtfulness in this way. Your scones, butter chicken, and cookies have all been amazing. I also remember the time when you paid for our dinner at Culver's. Thank you for serving me and all the Johnson family. I know that you'll continue to make an amazing wife for Callahan and continue showing your love to him through acts of service.
Dad.
Both of you have a strong personal relationship with the Lord.
I will share.
And it is clear through our conversations that you are seeking His guidance for your future and your relationship. You two are a role model to myself and many others in that way. Thank you. I pray that God blesses your relationship and that you two continue to seek God first in all things. Hannah and I are excited to see what the future holds for your marriage. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Danraj, Sugi's brother. Thank you all for making it to celebrate this special day. I want to thank Callahan for giving me the honor to be one of his groomsmen. It's been great getting to know the patient, kind-hearted person you are over the past year. So thank you.
One for me, one for you.
To talk about Sugi, so we both lived together in the same, or we both lived together for about 30 years, and I have about 3 minutes to give this speech, but I will keep it positive, stick to the positives, so this should be short. So I'll just mention a few things I like about her. She is smart, intelligent, disciplined. Sugi had scholarships in college, excelled in academics, and was an honor student. The opposite of me. She's also great at making decisions. You can go to her regarding anything, and she'll help you figure it out. And that's something I've been fortunate to have her by my side. So, yeah, she makes even the hard decisions seem easy. There are a few more ways to describe her. She is a good listener, approachable, caring, loyal, practical, realistic. One thing I really like about her is how calm and collected she is even during stressful situations. Like even this morning as my mom and I were taking her to the hair salon appointment, instead of being worried or being stressed out about the marriage and or the wedding, and all that. She was asking my mom, do you also want to get your hair done? And, do you want to take some rest before lunch? So things like that. So she's always putting others in front of her. So yeah, she's not only calm and collected, but also selfless and very thoughtful.
Yes.
So yeah, these are some of the few things I miss living with her. But let's be realistic. Living 30 years with your sister is more than enough. It's time for your new adventure in marriage and my new adventure in becoming an adult. I just got my Costco membership. So I want to praise God for bringing you both together. I know you'll continue in this journey with Christ in the center. And yes, we are all proud of you, Sugi, for the wonderful woman you've grown into. And yes, I'll miss you, and proud that you found the right person, Callahan. Callahan, you're amazing. Wish you both a happy married life to Sugi and Callahan.
Well, I don't know how to follow that up. My name is Ben. I'm one of Callahan's brothers, the third born, for those who don't know. And I'm also super excited to be here celebrating you guys getting married today. So, another congratulations. As I've learned, and I'm sure many of you know, you don't get to a wedding day by accident, right? There's so much that goes into a day like this that's behind the scenes. One of those things is the relationship, actually, between the bride and the groom. And one of those specific pieces is the character that founds that relationship. Isn't as highlighted maybe. It has been highlighted today. We've been doing a lot of words of affirmation, but I'd like to throw in a few more and encourage and honor Callahan and Sugi. I'll start with Callahan. First, as many of you know, Callahan is present. And I hope you've had the gift of Callahan's presence with you before. When he's with you, he's with you. He wants to do what you want to do. He puts the person he's with first. He asks good questions. He listens well. He empathizes. He's unhurried. In some ways, he reminds me of what it would be like to spend time face-to-face with Jesus. He's that present. Callahan, I've consistently benefited from and admired your Christ-like presence, especially over the last few years during visits home or phone calls when I need to talk. I love being your brother and friend. And now as a husband, your caring demeanor will serve you well as you love Sugi for the rest of your life. Callahan is also incredibly generous. So a fun story about Callahan's generosity. As many of you know, us Johnsons love our music. We don't just love playing it, but we love listening to it. So when I was younger, we had iPods, and to get songs into your iPod, you have to download it on iTunes, which costs $1 a song or $1.29 per song. And when we were younger, that was a lot with how much music we listened to. So what my brother and I did, sorry to throw you under the bus, Gavin, is we would go on YouTube on our home computer, type in the song we wanted on our iPod, copy and paste the URL into another website where you could download the videos in MP3 and then put it on our phone. So not the most legal things, but that's how we got through music. And it was great. In hindsight, yeah, wouldn't have done that. But Callahan comes along like a good older brother and is like, guys, you can't be doing that. That's not right. You got to support the musicians. All these good things that an older brother should do. Well, Callahan, as you know, doesn't just talk the talk. He walks the walk. And that Christmas gave me the best Christmas gift I think I've still ever received to this day. And that was a Spotify account. So, for those who don't know what that is, right, it's a streaming service. You pay like $10-15 a month. You get access to unlimited songs on your phone. Well, Callahan didn't just give me and all two of my other brothers Spotify accounts, but he promised to fund them until we graduated college. At that point, I hadn't even started college, right? So, unbeknownst to me, he was signed up for months and months and months and months of recurring bills, and I don't know how much it costs. I'm sure you've done the math, but thank you for that. That's been the best Christmas gift ever. Yeah, point is Callahan is incredibly generous, not just with his money or with gift giving, but with his time, with his words, with his talents and skills. He's an incredibly generous guy. He's a giver. And that is something that I think actually links Callahan and Sugi together, their generosity. Sugi, before I even met you, I knew you were generous. You gave me a really generous card in the mail for my graduation. And that was unnecessary, unexpected, but super gracious. So, yeah. Both Callahan and Sugi are generous. And not to preach a sermon, but some advice I was given when I was getting married was marriage is a lot about giving and less about receiving or taking from the other. And I think that's super true because of the gospel, right? I don't think Callahan and Sugi are generous just because of their personality. I think it's because of what God has done for them and God has given them, right? John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son. And that is what Callahan and Sugi emulate so well in their life. So anyway, I think you guys are well prepared for your marriage to give of yourselves to one another, and just want to commend that in front of all your friends and family. Sugi, I've only known you for a handful of months, but in that short time, I've known you to be kind, caring, gentle, loving, wise, faithful, modest, mature, genuine, and a good friend. When we first met, you had all sorts of questions prepared to get to know me, and it was clear you'd done your research, you wanted to get to know me, start a friendship, and that meant a lot. And I'm looking forward to continuing to build our friendship over the years to come. Super excited you're part of the family now, Sugi. Wrapping up, the common theme here is that Callahan and Sugi both remind me of Jesus, right? They're Christ-like. And that is incredible. So I'm not sure, I don't think we're doing toasts, but if I was, I would say something like, praise God for Callahan and Sugi's strong character. Would he continue that into their marriage for his glory?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nadia, Sue's best friend. I'm honored to be up here, although let's be real, I didn't have much of a choice, to be honest. But I'm thrilled to share some stories about Sue, my dear friend of over 20 years. Sue, you look stunning in that dress, by the way. As many of you would have already guessed, from all the Indian food and our brown faces, right? Sue hails from Tamil Nadu, India. We met in the 6th grade at an all-girls school, and I was the rowdy one, and Sue was the voice of reason, always trying to keep me in line. And here we are, 24 years later, nothing much has changed, and she still hasn't stopped trying. If you know me, you know how much I hate giving speeches, and I really wonder if Sue was trying to get back at me for all the times I've dodged her calls by keeping the speeches to the very end, so that I don't get carried away at the buffet. It's almost like sweet revenge. We're a tightly knit group of 9 girls from high school. Most of them are here today to celebrate Sue. Give it up for my beautiful girls. We are an all-brown gang, including our spouses. The closest thing we have to a white person is Chris. But now we have Callahan. He's legit white, so yeah. Sue and I are complete opposites. She's an early bird, a fitness enthusiast, and a morning runner. I, on the other hand, am a night owl, a big-time foodie, and a morning snoozer. But despite our differences, she's one of the easiest relationships I've ever had in my life. And I don't say that lightly. I can always be myself around her and never have to worry about offending her or being misunderstood. She just gets me even before I say a word. Be warned though, Sue can be brutally honest. If you ask her for her opinion, she'll give it to you straight. No sugarcoating. But that's what makes her so lovable. She's authentic, she's kind, she's the most generous and thoughtful person I know, and she always puts others first. My parents, they are big time fans of Sue. Sometimes I honestly wonder if they love her more than me. But my dad always assures me, no, I love you both just the same. Like seriously. And all this is without her making the slightest effort to impress them. Like, come on, right? Some of my favorite memories with Sue from high school is taking a walk back home from school, munching on her favorite corn puffs and dairy milk crackle, which I eventually got addicted to as well. When we got to her place, there would be yummy hot food waiting, like sambar rice, ghee, potato fry, and shrimp tofu. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you're missing out in life. Yeah. Sue was very, very active in sports and an amazing volleyball player, and played for the school team as well. But the kind of sports that we girls got her involved in was jumping over the fence, bullying newcomers, bunking class, and then we would get called to the principal's office. They'd look at her and go, how on earth do you manage to be part of this gang? Like, they could never get it, right? But the teachers loved her. All they had to do was talk to her to get the truth out. And she could never lie, which probably got us into all the more trouble. Yeah. One of the biggest impacts that Sue has had on my life is leading me to Christ. And her family would go regularly to church on Sundays. She'd invite me, maybe even bribe me with chicken biryani lunch. Who could say no to that? So I would go. And even probably go to youth meetings, teens camps too. Little did I know that she was sowing seeds in my life. She was sincere and did it out of utmost love, expecting nothing in return. I'm not gonna lie, I never went easy on her, but she never gave up on me. And I'm so glad she never did. Let's do this, guys, come on. Sue is precious to me, and I wouldn't trade her for anything. I hope someday, now the thing is, my eyes are watering, and so I'm having double vision, you know? I don't have my glasses on, so yeah. Anyways, I hope someday my little girl Lulu will find her Sue, because everyone needs a friend like her. Someone who will watch out for you when you least deserve it. Guys, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Sue loves my kids with all her heart. Her regular video calls and the time she's invested in them, she's managed to win their hearts and they adore her. Callahan, even before I met you, I prayed for you. I knew the guy who takes Sue's hand in marriage would be everything she ever dreamed of. You are all of that and then some more. I Callahan, this is supposed to be funny, guys. I don't know why I'm crying. This next part I'm talking about, yeah. Anyways, I met Callahan for the first time in Detroit, Michigan, at our friends Patty and Chris's place. I knew he was the one when I saw the way he demolished that plate of chicken curry and coconut rice that Patty made. Seriously, right? And yeah, next thing I know, he sneaked this big piece of rock into my handbag, which I carried around downtown the whole evening without even realizing. He's the perfect blend of naughty and nice. I believe this is a match truly made in heaven. I know Sue. If you know Sue, you know getting married and having 100 kids is her life's goal. Wait, Callahan, you knew that was the deal, right? Well, I've been happily married for more than a decade now, and I'm gonna let you in on a little secret to a happy marriage. Don't ever go to bed with an argument. Instead, stay up and argue. Jokes aside, I wish you guys the very best. May God be the center of this marriage and may your love for each other grow exponentially. I love you guys.
Well, I'm Gavin. I'm Callion's youngest brother. So, started off, I'm a drummer, and so is Callion. Callion's my inspiration to play drums. But something that's funny is like people, whenever they see us, they're like, we're tapping things, we're tapping each other, tapping whatever, and they're like, what are you doing? And they're like, you're crazy. And that's what drummers do. And so like, when I saw Callion do it, I was like, dang, I'm not alone. So it makes me feel a little better, but that's funny. But some things I'm thankful for, Callion, is just our friendship and the fact that we can just hang out and have a good time. We have a lot of shared like common interests like disc golf and playing music together, jamming in the house, things like that, watching movies, playing board games. So I'm thankful that we can hang out and have a good time. I'm also just thankful for your love and passion in everything you do. In serving in church, you play in worship band and interact with other people. And everything you do, you have passion for it, and that comes from your desire to serve the Lord in all you do and do it with excellence. So I'm thankful for that. Another thing I'm thankful for is just your kindness that you show to other people, just whether it be strangers, people you just meet. You have a very kind and compassionate heart. So I'm thankful for that. And your kindness and compassion and love of Sugi is awesome and evident, and I've seen that. And just the role model you've been to me growing up. I've looked up to you in a lot of ways. So you've had very good character, and I appreciate that. And another thing I'm thankful for is just your sarcasm, your humor. You make me laugh a lot. A lot of good jokes. So, but yeah, I'm thankful for just how the Lord has brought you and Sugi together. Who would have thought, like, across the country, right? That the Lord had you guys be together in marriage. It's awesome. So I'm excited to see how God works through you guys in your marriage in the future. I'm excited to see how you guys lean into each other and lean into Christ in all that you do in the hard times and the good times. I know you will do that, and you'll grow together, and you'll grow closer to the Lord in that. But I love you, brother. I'm praying for you in this next season of life.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here to celebrate Suganthi and Callahan. My name is Shaun, and I have the honor tonight of being Suganthi's maid of honor. One of the first things I asked Suganthi when I saw the lineup for the speeches tonight was what the chronology was with respect to when we're going to be eating dinner. Because I certainly didn't want to be the last man standing between all you good folks and delicious food, as Mr. Johnson highlighted at the beginning. So I am the last speech, but you're all well fed, so I can stay up here as long as I want, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'll be brief. I will try and be amusing, but I'll definitely be gone shortly. Suganthi and I have been friends for a very long time. I don't appreciate you actually putting a number on that. Since we were about 10 or 11, and as you've heard, she nurtures long-standing friendships that are deep and meaningful and thoughtful. In college, she spent every evening one summer walking me and coaching me through Physics 101. This was summer school. If you know Suganthi, she is an aerospace engineer. So that is the literal equivalent of a rocket scientist walking a toddler through their ABCs. And boy, did I test her patience, her legendary common patience, as you've heard tonight. Suganthi, I'm proud to tell you today that I do remember that the value of gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. Is that right? Good. I still remember her really agonizing over the fact that I didn't know that. Her exact words were, "How do you not know this?" And she was very patient with me, and I will shamefully admit in front of everybody today that the next day and every subsequent day that I showed up in class, I took credit for my intelligence and my genius. I apologize for that. Unfortunately, my classmates are here, so we're still on for that. As we have grown together, Suganthi has influenced my character in subtle yet meaningful ways. We have always somewhat complemented each other's personalities. She's fun and outgoing. She finds joy in service and in giving, while I would more rather and more often just cuddle up with a book. I don't necessarily find socializing especially inviting. So I read and she has fun, but I've always learned from her warm-hearted friendliness and her quiet and unassuming kindness. It has coaxed me, as my mother would say, out of my cave and encouraged me to be a little bit more outgoing and a little bit more friendly. She, on the other hand, has not learned to pick up a book for fun. It will be my forever goal to get her to do that. Suganthi, I am beyond elated and grateful that your warm and faithful heart has found a home in Callahan. And Callahan, you are a much prayed for and delightfully discovered joy, personally. And I hope and pray that your companionship grows, that God blesses your marriage, and that your companionship grows to be immutable and cherished, something that warms you in the cold valleys of life, and something that gives you great joy and delight in the peaks. So I'll thank you for your time and ask if once again you'd join me in congratulating and celebrating Callahan.